This Hour Has 22 Minutes is a satirical examination of daily events. Some viewers may not share this sense of humor.
We interrupt the O.J. Simpson trial to bring you This Hour Has 22 Minutes. Good evening. Another week, another tape, another horrifying hazing ritual. This Hour Has 22 Minutes has acquired an audio tape of an initiation party held in November of 1993. Those involved are some of Canada's most powerful individuals. We must warn you the tape, recorded the night that Sheila Copps was sworn in as Deputy Prime Minister, is quite graphic. This Hour confronted Deputy Minister Copps with that tape earlier today.
Chug, chug a look, chug a look.
Tonight, Sheila Copps is lying on the floor of her house with the drapes closed. John Crosby has been hospitalized after herniating a disc in Glee, and Ottawa is whirling with rumors that the Prime Minister is disbanding the country.
Despite persistent rumors of his death, China's Premier Deng Xiaoping lives and rules. Last week, Chinese officials paraded a faltering Deng in front of the cameras. When asked to explain the Premier's shaky movement, officials in the government blamed Deng's choice of footwear. Officials went on to say Deng has been wearing heels for years as a tribute to one of his major influences, Milton Berle.
The Department of Defense has announced plans to put a new face on Canada's airborne regiment. After endless scandal, the regiment is being dismantled. A new one will be created, and the military says it will have a brand new look.
It will be a kinder, gentler airborne. And there are hopes it will appeal to a new generation of recruit.
Jean Chrétien trumpeted trade as he tangoed through Latin America last week. In Argentina, the Prime Minister posed with the winner in the annual Buenos Aires Ricardo Montalban lookalike contest. But the fun didn't stop there, because then it was on to Chile, where he had the honor of judging the best-dressed former Death Squad Goons contest. Back in Canada today, Chrétien will present an award to Preston Manning.
Wake up and smell the cappuccino.
Manning has won the much-coveted leader of a tax revolt who most looks and sounds like Howdy Doody on Helium award.
Recently, CMT, the American Country Video Network, was dropped by Canadian cable companies and replaced with a Canadian country channel. In response, CMT has banned all Canadian videos from its playlist. To discuss this ban, we are joined by founder of CMT, Billy Ray Conway in Nashville, Tennessee, and by Canadian country singers Dottie and Lottie, the Crawdad sisters in Guelph, Ontario. Howdy to you all.
Howdy, Frank.
Dottie and Lottie, how have your careers been affected by the ban?
Oh, it's been heartbreaking, Frank. We were that close to breaking into the States with our new album, If You're Leaving Me, Can I Go Too?
We just did a video for the new single, too, If It's Really Over, Get Off Me.
Mr. Conway, what's your take on all of this?
Listen here, Frank. I've been to Toronto. I think I understand you Canadians. You don't like competition and you don't get enough sun. And by the way, I have been a fan of the Crawdad Sisters since their Senseless Women album release.
That's sensual women. Thank you.
But do you plan to lift the ban anytime soon?
Oh, yeah, sure. As soon as Rush Limbaugh there has Hillary Clinton over to dinner.
Dottie, Lottie, what's next for you?
Well, I got an interview at Walmart.
Seriously, it'll be really hard to sell the new record down there, Frank, without the videos.
You have a new release already?
The best of the Crawdads. It got everything on it.
It's got I'm Just a Girl Who Can't Say When.
Darling, I Hid Your Pants.
Well, thank you all for joining me tonight.
It's also got help. I've fallen in love and I can't get up on it.
Listen there, Frank. My fourth wife, Laura Morgan, and me, we built CMT with our bare hands. See, we used to show videos in the back of Piggly Wiggly parking lots till we got satellite dish. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, well, happy trails and good night.
I'd shave my head to get you out of my hair.
Thank you.
It might be January, but we're going for a dip with this hour's very own Marg Delahunty.
Hi, I'm Marg Delahunty. Now, granted, I have been hauling myself around here lately in the ancient mariner's mode, all haunted and babbling. And yes, I freely admit I probably do have some kind of biochemical imbalance in my brain caused by an insufficient supply of daylight and the fact that I've inexorably moved into that period of a woman's life when, even in a bathing suit, she becomes sexually invisible. But I honestly do believe from the very bottom of my dried up, embittered old heart that it's time for us to start swimming stroke for stroke in favor of the man whose tough love economic policies will be revealed to the more economically challenged amongst us in his upcoming budget. Mr. Paul Martin, whose corporation, the CSL Group, made upwards of 20 million buckaroos in profit in 1990 and never paid not even a bean in income tax. Yee-haw! Let the games begin. Come on, Paul, let's cut those social programs. Let's broaden that ever-widening gap between the rich and the poor. And with the wild abandon of a librarian's luncheon, let's stop pretending that we give a tinker's damn about anything but the profit margin. Yes, sirree, Bob, it's time to start sucking up and kicking down. Let's get on the program. Let's normal the frig right up here. I personally love the rich. I love a large, gusting to huge corporation. I'm particularly fond of a non-tax-paying multinational. Oh, it's wonderful what being up to your neck in chlorinated urine can do for your financial thinking. Spondulix over alles.
The National Association of Atomic Veterans claimed that over 1 million American servicemen may have been exposed to atomic radiation during the 1950s. A poll of 630 veterans showed that 26% fathered children with defects, 20% had personality disorders, and another 28% were Republicans elected to Congress last November.
The Ontario government has come out with a new kind of health card. The high-tech card features the latest in anti-fraud measures, a barcode, a digitized photo of its holder, and special rainbow inks. However, critics of the card say it's just too damn big.
This hour has 22 minutes is proud to present media pundits Stuart Steed and Steve Steele with The Right Answer. Men, we salute you.
Okay, let's start it all off with Women's Channel gets 600 viewers its first day.
Yeah, and half of those viewers couldn't even find the remote control.
Oh, 600 viewers. That's the way to get your message out, ladies. You might as well go door to door.
They were also 45 minutes late for their inaugural broadcast. They couldn't figure out what to wear.
Haha, does this go good with this?
Jacques Parizeau gets a state welcome in Paris.
Oh yeah, too bad it wasn't a state funeral. Newt Gingrich says orphanages may not be the solution for the welfare state.
He's not in power 2 weeks, and already he's moving dangerously to the left. Juno Award winner Haygood Hardy to challenge Bob Ray in his own riding.
What? Do musicians get the vote?
Apparently.
Bill Clinton finally going to pay Ottawa a visit.
Watch it, Bill. No wacky-backy allowed. Frisk him at the border.
I probably won't mind. He's a touchy-feely kind of guy.
Just ask Jennifer Flowers. Much music mogul Moses Neimer accused of firing people because they are old.
Not true. Don't worry, seniors. Terry David Mulligan still hosting dance music for shut-ins. Sven Robinson to head NDP. Oh, watch it, Sven. Those are big shoes to fill.
Yes, but apparently the dresses are fitting quite nicely.
I like it.
You gotta.
And that's the right answer.
Ear to the Ground presents 4 distinct Canadian regions, 4 distinct Canadian bands, 4 of the greatest Canadian voices of grunge. Featuring from Vancouver, Sally Dog. From Hamilton, Earl Eats Mud. From Montreal, Le Petit Chien. And from Halifax, Hard Times, Big Stick. That's this week. On Ear to the Ground.
Hello and welcome to part-time trough jobs that you might like. One trough job you might like is Claude Bennett's. Now, Claude, pictured here, lounging by the pool, is a former Ontario MPP from Ottawa South who was pulling down a paltry pension of $40,000 a year. In fact, he was hurting so bad, Brian Mulrooney made Claude the chairman of Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. Now, because it's all about ribbon-cutting ceremonies, it's only a part-time job, and the pay, unfortunately, is just $375 a day. But don't worry about that. If you get the job, you just do what Claude does and bill the government for 259 days worked each year. It's still part-time. There are, after all, 260 working days in a year. That's just one day off. Must have been the day that Claude had his picture taken by the pool. Throw in an additional $66,500 in travel expenses and you are in trough heaven, making over $167,000 a year. Now, Claude's contract is up at the end of 1995. So, if you think you are qualified to cut ribbons at $375 a day, contact Prime Minister Jean Chrétien right away.
Now, here's something we can all try. A man in British Columbia told Canada Post that if they didn't stop delivering junk mail, he would send it back to Ottawa, and that's exactly what he did. David McMillan returned a large box of unsolicited, unaddressed mail to Public Works Minister David Dingwall, who's also responsible for the post office. Meanwhile, staffers at Dingwall's office are busy sorting through the pile for half-off and 2-for-1 coupons, which they hope to use in an effort to reduce the national debt.
Jacques Parizeau says that Quebecers who are undecided about the referendum will be voting yes. Parizeau also added that according to this new logic, the yes voter will be saying maybe, the maybe voter will be saying no, and the no voter will be a definite yes. Asked how he came up with these new calculations, Parizeau said he couldn't answer and everyone should get inside because the sky was falling. The sky was falling.
He's a snake oil salesman, and she's on some sort of medication. But they're good at their jobs. Here they are, the hosts of Money Matters.
Hello, Gus.
Hello, Marcia.
Gus, it's that time again.
Yes, it is.
Every time I turn around, someone's saying something about retirement savings. It makes my head hurt.
Oh, of course it does, Marcia. But in order to prepare for retirement, you must first set a reasonable personal goal. Marcia, what is your goal?
I want to be rich!
When?
Now!
And how are you gonna do that?
I don't know, Gus. What's an RRSP?
Marcia, an RRSP is a registered retirement savings plan for really, really stupid people.
Well, how does it work, Gus?
Well, an RRSP will give you low profits over a very long term.
Well, that is stupid. I want to be rich now!
Of course you do, and that's why you and 29 million other Canadians should consider a BBTG.
BBTG?
Big bucks through Gus.
Big bucks, yeah!
Really, really big bucks through Gus.
Well, how big are those bucks?
Well, Marcia, nothing in this world is guaranteed, but my guess is millions.
Whoa, that's my kind of money, Gus. I'm in. Gus, who else can benefit from an RRBBTGP?
Well, anyone can, Marcia, but the people who I think should use this plan are pensioners and those living on a fixed income.
Oh, you're a sweetie, Gus. How's it work?
Well, Marcia, you just send your entire life savings to me, Gus, and I take care of the rest.
Oh, that's great, Gus.
And when you send me your money, I will send you a piece of paper that you can show to the government.
That's great, so it's tax deductible.
Well, we're working on that now through high-level discussions with the finance minister, but like I say, you can show the piece of paper to the government. But who cares about a tax deduction if you're rich?
Yeah! Thanks, Gus. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Marcia. I do it because I care.
Oh, you little dickens.
To order your RRBBTGP, just send your entire life savings to Gus, care of Grand Bank of Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands.
Check this out.
The term nigger itself, I don't take to be racism. The term nigger itself, I don't take to be racism. The term itself, I don't take to be racist. I didn't read that as an attack on blacks per se. He may be a racist, I don't know.
Well, he might belong to Glasgow, but he's here with a wee bit of the weather.
Welcome to the wee Scottish weather. I'm John Allen Orkney. It's going to be a short report because this studio is costing an arm and a leg, quite frankly. So let's cut to the chase. It's going to be cold all across Canada because it's what you call the winter. You might take notice of these things if you just get out of bed before noon. Liberty's a glorious feast, and you're wasting your life. But there's no talking to you. But back to the weather. It's cold, yes, but dinny go turning up the thermostat. That's only money up the chimney, and there's no use heating the neighborhood. Put on a big sweater. I don't care how it looks. And now the weather for Aberdeen. We don't have a map for Scotland because we're on a budget, and rightly so. But I can tell you, it is chilly in Scotland. I was just talking to my ex-wife Jean, who's now there on a visit, and she's still quite cold. That's a wee bit of Scottish humour. And that reminds me to send off the alimony. Another cheque for $16 will be in the mails tonight. Well, on a sad note, Robbie Burns' night is over for another year. We've all had our full of haggis, which is, of course, the sheep's vital organs boiled in its own stomach. And I'd like to apologise to a number of people for things I was saying, although I didn't quite remember. A little too much of the bunny brew, I think. And the singing. I'd like to apologise to the lassies for the endless singing. Well, that's it for me, John Allen Orkney, and once again, sorry to the lassies for the singing. Be you not glad with Marsh and Let?
In what was seen as a victory for the environmental movement last week, the BC government killed a major hydroelectric project. Alcan Aluminum's $1.3 billion Camano project has been scrapped. The ecologists were jubilant.
It's a wonderful day for salmon.
Many salmon huggers in British Columbia are still celebrating in their own enviro-friendly way.
Hi, I'm Cypress Twig, and I'm just so pumped about the whole salmon over aluminum victory that I'm like out here doing a little monkey wrenching, screwing up the techno beast while remaining nonviolent or something like that. I've been here since the crack of noon, chained by my nose rings to this tree. It's been over an hour, and I'm not happy. Clear cutting must stop, yes, but do I have to become an endangered species in order to stop the tree holocaust? I just don't think so. I'm getting a cold and everything, and then my nasal membranes are all swollen up, so like I'm trapped here. I just wish some clear cutters or some toxically violent Joe six-pack hunters or even some general destroyers of the natural habitat would just happen by now. I may have to, like a Wolverine, rip my own nose off my own face with my own hands. Nature, wow, it's so intense. I had no idea as an eco-warrior that nature was so mean. Okay. Like help? Like, hello?
American Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich is expected to make millions of dollars in royalties from his forthcoming book. He has, however, bowed to pressure to turn down a $4 million advance from his publisher and has settled for a token dollar bill. Sadly, upon reading the manuscript last week, Gingrich's publisher has demanded 75 cents back on the advance.
A woman charged with the attempted shooting death of her prominent Calgary oil executive husband was freed on bail last Tuesday. She has pled not guilty due to being married to a prominent Calgary oil executive.
Well, that's the way we saw the world this week. For all of us here at This Hour Has 22 Minutes, I'm Sydney Jabizinchik saying, please stay tuned for primetime news with Peter Mansbridge and Pamela Wallen.
But please keep in mind, of course, that primetime news is a satirical look at the day's events, and some people may not share Peter or Pam's sense of humor. Good night.
I love the hair jokes.
You're watching Planet Watch.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm DeVoe Capsule Shilers, and this is Planet Watch. And did you know it's not exactly the dawning of the age of Aquarius, it's more the mid to late morning of the age of Aquarius, so it's time for a nap. Just joshing around. Oh gosh, you know, weather systems are changing and the oceans are polluted and fish stocks are dwindling, and also Brad Pitt has been chosen as sexiest man in the world over Gordon Lightfoot. So I, for one, will be taking that as a sign that the world may be coming to an end. But does that mean significant changes to come? Like a decrease in the number of Raggedy Ann coconut surprises coming out of my kitchen? No. You know, we've been warned about Armageddon. Now, did I pronounce that properly? Oh, well, whatever way you say it, we're all going down, eh? Oh, and that reminds me. Dorothy will be by with her pattern for a cardigan with a great big mushroom cloud on the back. Dorothy. What a purse full of loose change she is, eh? Sense of humor. What to do, what to do. Well, so as far as the bulbs in the compost, good on ya. And the little worm farm in the kitchen, hey? That's personal, and I'd say continue. Keep on putting out those blue bags for all the good it's gonna do ya. I'm DeVoe Capsule Shilers. Coming at ya!